We'll go for the summer. When I'm light, boy, got your body on my mind. You make my heart beat faster. I'll be a sweet disaster. Deep in my palm, I want your love, love, love. Take off your clothes, clothes, clothes. I want your love, love, love. You drink my rose, rose, rose. I want your love.
Hello Aries, this is Inspired 2016 with your monthly reading for the month of August 2018, focusing on your career and work life. So I hope that you have a good month so far for the month of July, and let's see what is in store for you for next month. So the first card for you representing the present positions or towards the beginning of the month of August, you have the Nine of Spades. So this Nine of Spades indicates that in the beginning of the month you were worrying about something in your work life, possibly some kind of decisions or some kind of possibly ending happen towards the possibly in the past. Can also be by the end of July, because there was a full moon lunar eclipse happening, and it can also be triggered by that. And it looks like that the ending could be something that you were possibly anticipating before, like you already knew that it was coming. Like it can be indicating, like for instance, if you knew that your contract will be ended by the end of July, for instance, and you already anticipated before that you may have to find a new job, or it can also be you have to change your residence, or it can also be you have to move, and it can also be something that relates to your home and also your work life as well. Like it possibly like you have to relocate and also move to the other place, and so on and so forth. So it can be a little bit like very troublesome and also keep you awake at night, and it's really uncomfortable for you to be in that stage. So try to be relaxing and try not to bog down with all the things that happen in your, especially in your work life. So the next card that you have representing the bridge cards towards the middle of the month, you have the Five of Hearts. So this also quite similar indications here towards the middle of the month. Try to be positive as well. Towards the middle of the month you might be feeling down because possibly something that you hope happen in your career life, maybe it might not happen the way that you want and the way that you expected. And it's something like when you do have expectations, and that's the beginning of the disappointment. So try not to have any big expectations or any things that you are trying to do. Like for instance, if you are trying to apply for a new jobs, or like say asking for promotions or things like that, try to be more practical and not to be like too much hoping on something to happen. Although we do have to have expectations, but it's better to expect something lower, and when it's happened better than what we expected, then we might be feeling overwhelmingly happy. But if you think too much high expectations, for instance, if you do have high expectations, then possibly when the expectation doesn't meet the reality, then you might feeling disappointment, and that's really not the way you want it happen in your life. So the next card that you have representing the past position of your spread, you have the Ten of Spades. So this Ten of Spades indicates that, as I said before, possibly towards the end of July, or possibly in the past, that something happened in your career life that makes you may have to decide to find a new career, or can also be to find a new jobs, and also be like to find a new place of residence, possibly because of relocations. Promotion can be, for some of you, it can also be something that it was the end of cycles. Like for instance, like I said before, like if you know that your contract will not be renewed and possibly ended by possibly July, for some of you it can be something that is known for you, and you just have to be cautious on what you want to do next. The next card that you have representing the things that you learn from the past, you have the Nine of Clubs. So the Nine of Clubs here indicates that in the past you are trying to like struggles on your path, and you try to be precisely thinking of how to solve your problems, and that can be quite overwhelming, and try to be like very hard to do, and you learn a lot how to release yourself and try not to give up on the things that you may feel like you already try your best, but somehow it doesn't pay out, or it doesn't really happen, or it didn't really give you a good results in some way, and that's something that you want to change your perception first. Try to do it like this, like for instance, if you do your best and hoping nothing, and then if everything turns out to be positive, then you just have to celebrate. But if you think negative, and then you hope so much, and then in the end when you didn't get what you want, and then you even much more negative than what you think before, and that's something that you try not to be carry on or carried away by this your circumstances as well. So the next card that you have representing the things that you need to let go of, you have the Ten of Clubs. So this Ten of Clubs indicates that a lot of burdens that you have in the past that possibly cloud your judgment and cloud your emotions as well. Like it makes you feel overwhelmed. I think I keep on giving, or keep on like hearing about you. You have a lot of things on your plate, and it looks like that you have been like trying to be more organized and trying to not to be like too like taking too much on your plates. Even if you do that, possibly by the month of August, it will be like some of you may go on vacations or some things that finally you drop all your responsibilities, or all your tasks, or all of your like duties and deadlines and things like that. And that's something that quite positive as well. So try to be positive and not to be carried away with all of your circumstances and all of your problems and responsibilities and deadlines and things like that. So the next card you have representing the things that will happen in the in the future towards the end of the month, you have the Nine of Hearts. So towards the end of the month there will be quite a good surprise. Like there will be something that you didn't expect happens, and it really happens in your favor. And as I said before, possibly if you do have expectations, try to lower down your expectations. And if you have a high hopes, it's quite good. But somehow if you don't have that hope, but just try to do your best, it might turns out to be better than what you expected. So try not to, as I said before, putting too much effort, putting too much hopes. You have to put maximum of effort, but not too much of hopes, because somehow it looks like that when you put too much of hopes and expectations, when you don't meet that expectation, as I said before, you will be very, very disappointed. So see, towards the end of the month there will be something that really turns out in your favor, and then like you will have a good time, and also you will get what you want in your career life. For instance, if you do have like job interviews or like negotiations on buying a properties or houses, or it can also be anything, and then when by the end of the month it suddenly like they say, yes, we want you to join us, and then when can you available, and then we want like to hire you, and things like that, but you didn't really hope that it will turns out that way. So that really quite a good omens as well. So the last card that you have representing the clarifying card at the bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Hearts. So the Seven of Hearts here representing that you have a lot of wishes, and as I said before, it can also makes you overwhelmed as well. So try to be focused on what the things that is matter for you the most, and then focusing on that rather than scatter your energies and then try to catch everything that pop up into your eyes. So try not to do that, and try to be more focused on the things that is matter to you, and the things that you want to do for the next future. So I hope that this reading is helpful, and if you like the reading, just click like, and if you haven't subscribed already, just click subscribe, and if you do like the video, you can also donate to our PayPal accounts. I think the link is on the description below, and see you next month. Thank you.